Okay, so we are on, we are live. It's good to have you all with me. Um, I was live when the game started, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone was in place. What is this? Yeah, so we are on day two, round two. Hope you guys are ready for a fun-filled adventure. So we are playing 20 plus 5. I picked a few games I wanted to look at, but they hadn't started their games yet. So in the meantime, we're going to be taking a look at these games. So here we have Dennis Bades versus Kweku One. Give me a second. That is yeah, that's basically his name. David Bades versus Godwin Nketia. So those are the people who are playing right now on your screen. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are having a Queen's Gambit declined with Black playing a sort of stonewall position. So it's kind of like mixing it up, trying to make a interesting position out of this game. Though captures here is going to really put a hamper on his position here. Because now he's going to have this eternal backward pawn, let's put it that way. And the bishop is going to have a hard time developing. I mean, he could take this way, but then again, your king side is being compromised. So there's quite a lot of problems with this. There's quite a lot of problems here. Wow, I like this guy already. Now, attacks are much more effective in like blitz games, but in a game like this, where your opponent can think, you should be very careful with your attacks. If black takes, I think he is fine than if white takes, because now you open the file. So it remains to be seen what's going to be done here. While wait for this, another game I'm looking at is Bishop the Creator versus Hogan Tim. They've already traded off everything, and so far it's looking good for black. Okay, maybe this pawn is going to be a problem for Hogan. Yeah, but this is basically like what I was thinking about. Oh, yeah, that I was not even looking at that. I was so pawn struck. I did not even consider that. He should be worried a bit. He'll be fine, but he should be considerate about this a little bit. You can just bring the bishop and then hang around here. This move is to still keep this place locked down. Yeah, he's not going to get his back rank. You can play queen takes. Queen takes. I still don't see the back rank. But the whole point is that now you have a very strong pawn here. You can retreat and start building a strong pawn center here. And that may help black in this position. Sorry, white in this position, despite the fact that he's down a piece. I mean, but things can always change, right? Things can always change. Check and check, check, you take that. Lots of stuff are happening there. But the biggest problem is the back rank. So at this point, fine, it's not a bad move. Maybe if you just played, this move just solves a lot of things. Yeah, this would have been better if you hadn't played the pawn push. So yeah, if he ever plays g6 or h6, then I become more confident. Oh, we just trade off queens here. Check and trade off queens. Check and trade off queens. Check and trade off queens. Is there more to think about here? No, check and trade off queens. There may be something to think about here, but check and trade off queens is also a move. I can understand why he wouldn't want to trade off. I can understand why. Let's go back to Dennis Badis. What happened? Wait, so black took, he took back, and yeah, now he's taking advantage of the weakness in the position. He's going to ensure that the king is going to be very uncomfortable. Now he can't castle queenside, but then again, regardless of where he castles, he's going to have a very weak structure. But by playing this move, he's kind of made the position a bit safer, right? The pawn tension was taking here would have been slightly better, because you're opening lines and stuff against your opponent. So I don't know. I don't know. This is a potential move in the future. Maybe not now. But what was the other move? Sorry. So the knight moved. He re-maneuvers his knight. He's going over to this square. Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Black would definitely like it if white took, because after takes, this file is opened up. So it's not something that you'd really want to do if you're white. It could be safe, but not something you want to do. Albeit there are weaknesses with that move, but he's fine regardless. Ooh. Let's go to another game. Mr. Slydock, move on JB. We have a no, that's definitely not a landing. D4 knight f6 c4. Okay. I forget the names. But we're getting like a Catalan position here. Interesting. Is he planning pawn push? That weakens the structure. Like if we get something like pawn push, pawn takes, rook takes, we have an isolated queen's pawn, but then these pawns are also kind of loose. And you could target them as black, as white. I don't think playing the preparatory move here helps in any way. Maybe it does. Yeah, trust me, I've been trying. The space is too small. So move on JB is 22 to 74 and Slydock is 1512. Shaki, how you doing? Good to see you. But don't worry, these ratings don't reflect their true strength. Some of them don't play on Lee chess. So it's gonna be fine. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Just take it as unrated players playing. uh You'll be tempted to play a move like d5. But that like hangs this guy. Right, so like d5, e takes e6 and passant, f takes e6, then queen takes. There's no like intermezzo, there's no discovered attack, sorry. So yeah, makes no difference. You could, it's not forced. Try and force and passant and then get your knight out. But this knight is going to be very difficult to develop. Maybe you want to play like b3, knight bd7 and knight to c4. It's still very difficult. Still very difficult to develop. Oh, an idea just came to mind. Okay, interesting. Let's get back to this. What is with everybody and resolving the pawn tension? Like, do people not know why pawn tension is good? Where can I find the games? It's not like in a tournament form. You need to know the names of the players. So I can't give you like a link to the games. You need to know the names of the players to find the games. Wait. Knight. Ha! Oh, that's crazy. That is a powerful fork. If the queen moves here, boom, if you want to. He's obviously just going to take the rook. You could, nah, doesn't work. Rook takes, knight takes, bishop takes, doesn't work. It comes to check, but it doesn't work. Yeah, so just takes. Currently looking good for white. He's up the exchange. Both players are equally matched at 1800, though one has a question mark. That being Kweku Kwan. Kweku Wan, sorry. Let's go back to Bishop the Creator. I'm just sticking to a few games so that we can like really go through them. So, but when they are like clarified and it's just like about to end, we can just jump into other games. But just so we can have full concentration, we are looking at the game step by step. So where did we leave this game? Um, okay. So, okay, so he decides to play it in this way. Takes, rook takes, that's still fine. Rook comes in, I don't see the points. There's checks and ways of trading off the pieces there. So rook check, and then queen comes in check, and then you have to trade off. And the rook coming in there is no problem. The bishop goes to e6, preferably. But that's completely fine as well. Check. Why did he defend? The move was to just attack the other pawn. Right? There's no threat with this rook. You just play your rook to h1. These pawns are gone, and you play the game from there. Okay. He's 1600, so understandable why he hasn't found the moves yet. Understandable why he hasn't found the moves yet. Bro, what is he afraid of? He's gonna lose this based on the way he's playing. Bishop the Creator is the one who's pushing the envelope, and he's the lower. Why not here? What are you afraid of? What, he wants to go for checkmate? So now do we come back here? Because this rook has no check on you. Like, this rook is basically not doing anything. He's just trying to patrol. Very good. I mean, he could have done this like eons ago, so I'm wondering why it's like he's now doing it. Now takes. Beautiful. Game ends here. I don't see what other ways opponent does anything, but we'll hold on for a while. You're going to bring the rook back and then come in this way. You're number 2. No, you're the first one to text. Okay. Any developments? We did get the pawn push. Knight takes. Interesting. He's targeting the square. He had bishop f1 check. Yeah, he did have bishop f1 check. I think the rook isn't guarding at that point, is it? There's not really a checkmate then, I guess. I'm guessing my mind is not really there. So this is what you're targeting. So bishop takes, right? I don't think you can fiddle around with this. Maybe you can. Now, if you play like any pawn push, your opponent takes and there's still more pressure on you. So I don't think you can dilly-dally with it. Maybe it's just bishop takes. And I think that's what he wants, because he wants to like get his knights to a much more like a much better square than it is now. But what are the ramifications? So takes. Oh, the bishop. And if the knight moves, pawn push again, targeting the queen. Oh, that's crazy. So if you do play bishop takes, pawn takes, you're attacking the knight. If the knight moves, you have pawn push again with the discovered attack on the rook and an attack on the queen, which is basically a fork. That's like game winning here. Yeah, so you don't just take. The other option is to go knight to b6, add another attacker to this pawn, release the attack of the queen on this pawn. But this move comes with an attack on the queen in itself. That's the big problem here. The queen will not always be here defending. Now this is basically game over. Now this is basically game over. Move on JB is 2200 and his opponent is 1500 with the question mark, so probably like lower than that. Yeah, you have to deal with this. You have to deal with this. You have to deal with the fact that just this guy existing is enough to lose you the game. Right, because the queen moves, you just go takes with check, king moves, and then you have pawn push again, defending this, attacking the queen, and attacking this as well. So probably want to bring the queen all the way here. Like it's difficult. It's not my job. I halfway look at the moves. He has to figure out the whole thing. Let's stick to this for a while. Queen here is met with rook takes, right? or just knight takes. Knight takes with takes here, winning the. The queen has to move. It can't be here. Here too seems problematic. So the only square that seems safe is queen to b6. I'm sure he sees that. What he's looking at is the ramifications of playing it. I'm sure he's looking at like takes here. Again, taking this pawn doesn't solve anything. Bishop takes, and there's still more pressure on you. So here it's a choice. Okay, but now bishop takes is actually a plausibility, right? So if you take here, bishop takes. No, it's not. Once again, the knight moves pawn push. Nah, pawn push that doesn't work though. Interesting game so far. Takes a check, pawn push. I don't know if he wants to do that though. The disadvantage of white's position, though it's like very overbearing right now, is these guys. If these guys were in much better positions, I'd be much more confident. Mm, that was kind of my problem with moving it early. I felt it should have waited a bit. But maybe I'm also wrong in that calculation. Are there like slow, subtle moves you can make like c5, right? And then knight jumps into g4. It's not really subtle. It's very obvious, to be frank. Like, how do you make... You know, the funny thing is, from yesterday, everybody keeps putting their knight in their opponent's territory, and the opponents keep allowing it. I just don't understand why. We'll come back to this game. Back to this one. Okay. White is on the offensive, but not without counterplay from black. Sincerely, he would have loved to play rook takes if possible. I'm just joshing. It's 1, 2, 3. If you're looking for a checkmate, those are the three simplest moves you can actually get that in. 1, sorry, 2, 3. That's the easiest way I can see anything happening here. By the way, Kweku one, sorry, Dennis Bades is 1800. Kweku one is 1842. Yeah. There's no immediate checkmate that the opponent can do. Bishop takes is going to be met with this. Bishop here, probably going to be met with this, winning the rook. And I think any attempt at winning the rook just comes into the defense of the knight. So, and there's also no checks. Okay, I've ignored this move. This move is actually very powerful. Not in this position, but in some position, I'm guessing it might be powerful. If you play now, I can ignore it and still play here. Once again, bishop comes in, we win the rook. So maybe not. By some positions, that knight can be. King can't castle. Black should be doing what he's doing, which is spending time to think. You have to know what to do after this. Now, there are many things you can do. One of them is to just disengage, right? Actually, disengaging here is wrong because that's checkmate. But you can try and find a ways of disengage. What I mean by disengage is to stop attacking and focus on defense. Right now, White's offense is not so strong until the bishop comes in because the queen itself just being here does absolutely nothing to the position. And in some cases, if White is ever troubled, he has a3 and he can avoid a lot of things that Black is planning. Okay, nothing is moving here. Let's go back. What happened? So after we got the pawn push and the rook moved, he played a4. We mentioned this move quite early in the position. He captures en passant and takes with the knight. So we saw he wanted to remove the bishop so that the knight could probably develop. But it seems here he's actually targeting the bishop, which I think his opponent will not allow him to take. Maybe offer a trade of other bishops. No, he doesn't. He offers. Knight takes, queen takes. Bishop f4 is met with Bishop f4 I think is met with knight to h5. Wait, what? Is that what happened? Okay, the trade is fine. I have no qualms against the trade. Now he has the bishop pair versus opponent. That's not a bad thing. But I think we've already been here, right? I thought moves have been made. Now imagine if this guy disappears and if the rook gets cocky and comes in here. C'est magnifique. He does play there. So now I can go knight to h5. That unveils this. He's really focused on this pawn, which is not bad, but it's going to be ultimately his undoing. Rook has come in to defend. Queen is coming in this way. In which case you have this move. Like, it's just not. Okay, so we did get that. What is opponent play? His opponent moved the king. Some interest about it. LGBTQ HD TV? No. It's just chess here. What? Check here doesn't do it. It's the same thing if you are checked anywhere else. He's gonna try and run this way. Wait. Unless of course his plan is something completely different. Bro, it's just chess here. Uh Takes, king takes, bishop comes in. I guess. He's still going to go this way. Yeah, still hanging as well. And if you don't do anything, you thought I was feminine. That's strange. Look at this hard face. Why would I look feminine to you? What? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought he saw that. I thought he saw that. That once the bishop moves. Wow. And that ends it. Yeah, that ends it. Oh, it's fine. It's sometimes you when you stream, you see messages and you're like, oh boy, not this again. You know. So I just want to stream and have fun. And it's like sometimes these things are. But yeah, I appreciate you clarifying that. Yeah, thanks. No bad blood at all. Welcome to the stream, Gibraltar. I guess you play Apex Legends, or you have a different reason for having Gibraltar as your name. I know what he saw and I saw it, and I never mentioned it because I knew it was a bad move. In case you don't know, the point is if he takes here, is it here? No, if he takes here, it's a fork and then he wins the queen. But once his opponent takes this, he's going to resign. I'm calling it there. And right now, what's happening is that his opponent is like, oh, I see the plan. How do I stop the plan? His opponent has not actually seen that it's hanging. What did I say? I told you I didn't think that it was hanging. Right now, he has two hanging pieces. That's the sad part. Once the king comes in here, the rook and the knight are hanging. It's over. Yeah. Hanging, hanging. That ends the game. If he doesn't resign in the next 30 seconds, I'll be shocked. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that meme. That's actually very funny. That one was actually very funny. He's still playing on? Okay, we move on to another game. There's no way he's still playing on. Let's see Black Scientist. Yeah. Wait, no, this is not a real game. Is Barney's game still going on? I think Barney's game will be a top watch, right? It's not. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm right. It is a top watch. So let's stick to this for a bit. This game is also over. White left the game. He didn't resign. What does that? Um. So Hogan won. Wait. Oh yeah. This was the end game with the bishop and the rook. Yeah. And then now we have this position. Oh, this was another interesting game, to be frank. Yeah. So we got this transformation of the position. Actually, I didn't notice that. Yeah, it's pinned. Huh. Queen takes. How do you deal with this? See, Frank, I didn't notice that. I had no idea. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that at all. Okay. That's one way to get out of it. Yeah, but now it's equal. No, it's still not equal material. White still has an edge. But he has to deal with this outside pass point. It can become a pain in his butt. Because once it gets to this square in particular, where it's defended by the bishop, it's going to be a pain. It's going to be a real pain. Let's check this game that's hot. Okay. So Biney is what? Black, right? Yes, I do. Once you see it, you don't need anyone to tell you or to ask you or to bring up signs. Once you see it, you see it. Oh boy. Um, Wait. Biney has a losing streak against Lukman, but Biney is 100 points higher rated. There's a problem with the overlays. That's why I'm not seeing this thing. So Biney is 2100, and then Lukman is 2000. But when you look down here, you notice that he has a losing streak against Lukman. But currently, this is a good evenish position. I do feel like this guy can easily be. He gives up on it, huh? I felt he had the edge there. I would have more or less expected like this move. Then if he doubles up, takes, then you bring the king this way. Maybe not, because check, king comes in here, then he starts winning these pawns. So maybe he's more concerned about his opponent gaining activity with the rook. So that's why he brings it back. So that like if ever his opponent plays rook AC1, he could play rook DC1 or rook C1. Rook C8, sorry. Yeah, that's basically what he was going for. But now when you're okay, no, you can't do that yet. No, but couldn't he have just gone rook takes, and after rook takes, then he jumps in this way? His opponent is now passive. Well, that would really deviate so much from the purpose of the stream. But yeah, you see it happen. You see you see the lives of people who live by those rules, and what happens when they break the rules that they are supposed to live by. And it happens so quickly, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So okay, I see the problem now. So now if like rook takes, and then you have rook to a4, rook to d4, c5, f5 here just f5 here just seals the deal, and the king can maneuver his way to this square. But Bucky's, I do stream on Monday. Monday I don't have any of right now I'm doing commentary for this tournament. So Monday we can have a chat, okay? Monday I stream 10 a.m. So we can have a chat. I can't do that here. Okay, so we got g4, g6, rook takes. So he has blocked this move. Yeah, White knows what he's doing. White definitely knows what he's doing. You saw me mention this move, and this move stops it. And Black was none the wiser. So it's like, yeah, then maybe he should have initiated. But then if he initiated and takes, he is now in a bit of a conundrum, because you go this way and now your opponent infiltrates, and it's a problem. That's crazy. Yeah, I still feel like White is preferred here. He's given up the pawn. Interesting. I thought he would hold out for one move. So like, for example, he would play a4. His opponent would go this way, then he'd come in this way. Then takes, and now your rook is laterally defending. Berto, welcome. Bucky's, yes. Yeah, Monday, I'll definitely, we can have a chat with that. I have like books I read on those kind of Anyways, okay, we still got sort of a similar position. I guess he didn't want the rook pawn. No, rook pawns are drawn in endgame. So in king and rook pawn, king and pawn endgame. Sorry. So I guess maybe that's why he didn't want to keep that one. Personally, I would have wanted to keep that one. Then again, you see, look at the power of this g5 move. It completely isolates this guy. You can play this move. But you double. Are you okay with doubling? Because if you double now, these pawns become a problem and you have to bring your king into the position. I know, right, Beto? Today, there's no Twitch chat. I'm solely streaming on YouTube today. So I'm getting the full YouTube experience. I think it's also because I haven't put Lichess in the title. So Lichess is not showing that I'm streaming as well. So I'm looking at rook to d4. I don't know if that's actually good because rook d4, rook takes d4, e takes d4. Your opponent can start trying to make efforts here. b4. If you play b4, he plays b. If you play b5, he plays b4. So b3, no, b5, b4, a5, b4, a4. I mean, it's kind of like crazy here. Bucky's. I'm getting the full experience. What do we do here? Like this, I don't think I was supporting this move. Now I don't. Okay. You could give your opponent the choice, right? Rook b4, rook takes d5, rook takes b7. You are targeting this, right? And your opponent may not be able to save it. Actually, he'll be able to save it. Oh, this is a complex position. Yeah, so he goes for that. The point is, if your opponent decides to play b6, then you can also play e4, right? Thanks, 3 cups. Appreciate. Okay, we are going for the crazy position. We are going for the crazy position. We are going. Oh, I missed it. He also missed it. We both missed the same thing. We both missed the same thing. Now black is winning. Biney takes it back. Biney takes it back. We did not see the lateral problem here. We both missed the lateral problem here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is it. Yes. You have to defend this. But then that means that you give up the... Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying that black takes it is because this pawn was literally winning the game. This pawn alone, this g5 pawn was literally winning the game for white because he couldn't make any easy pawn pushes. He needed a 2-3 step plan of king g7 and pawn push. I'm not saying like it's over, he's dead, but like this pawn alone makes it very difficult for black to make certain plays, especially with the rooks existing, right? That was like, this pawn was crazy. And now that this pawn is gone, black just breathed a sigh of relief. And he can just like, yeah. Okay, we could play a6, rook a8, rook b5, rook takes a8, rook takes b3. And it's still kind of drawish. Winning is a stretch, but it's plausible. It's plausible. Like he's in a much better situation than like a few moves ago. Like with this pawn alone, he was having a hard time progressing his position. So yes, it is a stretch to say that he's winning, but he is now in control. It's still rook and pawn end games. The pawns are on one side of the board. They're not really split. And with the moves I'm recommending, it's not going to be split pawns. It's going to be pawns on one side of the board, right? If you play like a6 here, and your opponent But I mean, I wasn't a fan of this move in the first place. Rook d7. Like, I'm not a fan of it. Rook endgame is probably winning. Well, let's see. I think I met Biney. I really think I met Biney at the UKGH Sport, but I'm drawing a blank on his face. Bro, these guys know what they are doing. He is now developing his king. There are other games going on, but this game is taking my attention. Oh, Bishop the Creator won. I think that was expected, right? This was the game with the give me a second. This was the game with the pawn, right? No. I think we already saw that this game was won, right? Yeah, we already saw that this game was won. Yeah, he traded off. Yeah, this game we already saw that this game was won. This is the game with the he lost on time. White won. Yeah, this game was also very crazy. But let's stick to this game. This game is action packed. There's still stuff going on. There's still stuff going on in this game. There's still stuff going on in this game. Their time now clear, and they are that's the thing. They are matched on time. Like, they are so equally matched, but their rating is like, I'm sorry the ratings aren't showing, but Barney is 21, like 2110, and Lackman is 2012. They're 100 points apart. Now, the second thing is, I'm looking at the matches they've played, and Lackman has won all 3 games. So it's like you expect Lackman to win this. They're so evenly matched. They're so evenly matched. It's so beautiful. Rook end games are boring, but this one looks to be interesting. Okay, now there's a problem. Lackman has spent so much time. Yeah, I thought he was just bringing the king in. I don't know what else he was considering. Is he considering the check here? That just helps his king develop even further. So I don't know why he'd be worried about that. Oh, check. I don't know. Okay, king steps in. Still not a comfortable position. I think he wants to get into e6, then play f5 if he can. But that's going to be a long time. That's going to be a long time. That's going to be a long time. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way that we can create a winning position, because every line I'm looking at leads to drawish positions. So king e6 here. Rook endgames are interesting? No, they are not. It's just back and forth until you are playing Magnus Carlsen and he squeezes water out of stone. Rook endgames are drawn, except when Magnus Carlsen plays. You should lose the d pawn for the b pawn. I don't know. I get what you are saying. Well, unless I'm reading it, like, you want an outside pass pawn is what I think you are saying. Rook d5 check. Oh, rook d5 check. Rook d5 check. Now the king comes in. And now this rook no longer leads to patrol. So it's either you play this and give up on this, or you play this and face the consequences of this, which is still leading to drawish positions, right? Because b5, b6, sorry, b5, rook b6, rook takes a7, rook takes b5. I don't see what you're looking for. Unless, of course, can we go king c4 here? Okay. King c4. This move just allows him to come here. This is what he wants. No. Here, here rook comes in here, takes, king takes. No, that's not good for him. No, this is not drawn. This is not drawn. At this point, this is not drawn. At this point, I feel like white is better. At this point, I feel like white is better. Black allowed white to come into his territory. Yeah, he should have given up. Like, I wish he dealt with these pawns earlier and isolated the play here. I think this would have been much easier for him to deal with than with this one. Because he has so many pawns stuck to the back. So I kind of... Yeah, because pawn push here doesn't help him. Once the king steps in here, it's over. Even if you bring the rook here, it just takes here. Pawn push takes. I don't see how you make headway. I don't see how you make headway. Now, Bang is going to panic. They do have 5 seconds increments, so yeah. They do have stuff going on. The king still steps in. But h5 is a good move. He's dealing with the threat of the rook. But I think he still play king b4, king b5. I hope I'm not wrong with that. Because you could also play c5, but c5. Oh no! You don't need to play king to b5. Yeah, king b5. The rook just goes to maybe b2. Yeah, rook. Sorry, a2. Rook a2 to h2. Right. So I don't know why I was thinking that the rook had to come this way. That's just dumb. So king here. You play pawn push, and then he can hover between these 2 pawns. Okay. Black is still okay. Black is still okay. I wasn't looking at this move. For some reason, I forgot that he could actually move here. Now that I realize that the rook can come in here, it's a whole different scenario now. I don't think that white is winning like I thought. Pawn push is going to be met with this, and you lose this pawn now. So now I can't play pawn push. 22 seconds each. These guys are neck and neck. Do you guys think they planned this? Like they planned this game and they planned to stay neck and neck so that it's going to be like the most exciting game in the round, and everybody's going to be watching their game like, oh my god, these guys are so good. Okay. He went for the activity, which is what I'm interested in seeing. Like, how does that help him? Okay. Sorry, pawn push doesn't work. Oh, time is going to be a deciding factor here. 3 comes agree. Exactly. It's too even. Barney is always in time scrambles. Man wants to calculate every variation. Oh, then he's like me. This game was pre-played. But this king, you can see the problem with this king. This king can't move. This is the problem that black has. Why doesn't he just play this pawn move? Like, you can play this. If your opponent comes in this way, then don't you just go this way? Now you can go this way, because now you prevent your opponent from... Okay, this guy, are we drawing? Because right now white is gaining time. What is going on here? They're about to draw. They're about to get threefold. So do you just play this? Yeah, you would have played it. Okay, so now he covers the 3 squares. Okay, now he has a target. Okay, he has dealt with his problems. King. Why do... Oh! And he's still watching over this one. Yeah. Okay, king takes. Rook takes. King can just come back. And now he's going to push this pawn. Oh my god! That's a king can just come back. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said today. Maybe just pawn push. Rook takes, I guess. You should have played g5 without f6. Like sacrificing. I thought that was more risky. So takes with check. King comes in this way, and we are still fighting. Okay, goes pawn push. That was the other option. I like the way these guys are not giving each other an edge. This rook is in a prime position. King up. And then just have two more pawn push. Yeah. Just one king up. Pawn push, pawn push. Pawn push, pawn push. Wait a second. Oh yeah, pawn push. You just bring the rook in. Yeah, just bring the rook in to defend against this guy, and you develop this with the king and the pawns. Yeah, I don't know why I was over calculating. So now pawn push here. It doesn't matter. Pawn push, then the rook comes in this way. Yeah, that's what I missed. Okay, okay. He has to play pawn push. If he plays any other thing, now he just promotes. Rook takes rook. You're not promoting these guys. Just here. If you move this guy, it's a problem. Yeah, just here. Wait, what? Wait. Am I make things sound too simple. Check here. King comes in. You can take here. I feel like if he plays it in this manner, he's going to be in trouble. Wait, something's wrong. Something's wrong with this. I suddenly feel like white is winning. Wait. No. Oh, that's what I missed. Oh, black is. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know. I felt like he missed something somewhere. I don't know why I thought he missed something somewhere. GG's. Barney takes his first victory out of Luckman. That was a crazy back and forth game. To be frank, there were some things I was confused about in the end game. I was missing so many things. Yeah, if you take here, it's just like evenish. Pawn push makes more sense. And other stuff. Like his main issue was here. Like I don't know if black did it intentionally. Because the more he kept doing this rendezvous with the rook, the more time was added to his clock. And once he got enough time, then he went for this whole, because this whole plan had been there for like eons, right? So kudos to him. He does understand the game. This is why weekend games are the best. No. The only thing in chess that is enjoyable, I'm sorry to tell you guys, is the London system. That's the only enjoyable thing in chess. It is the London system. Okay, we have another game here. Another 1 minute game. Oh, okay, this is just practically over, right? It's a rook and pawn end game, but one rook, two rooks, one pawn trying to promote, it won't promote. I don't see this going anywhere. If white wins this, I will not play the London for 1 month. If white wins this, I will not play the London for one whole month. You don't even need this pawn. Just play this move, let him trade off, and you win. Like it's nothing. You still have a rook. I don't know why you'd want why he did that. Okay. Now we just go king up. Like you still have a rook. These are 2100 people, guys. You still have a rook. If he wants to take it, he can take it for all you care. You go back to defend. I push. Lucina, guys. Lucina. That is the Lucina position for you all. Thank you. He created his bridge. As soon as I mentioned the landing system, everybody left the chat. Three caps went silent. Beto went silent. Everyone went silent once they heard the landing system. That's the power of the landing system. It can shut down all opposition. What are we doing here? What is going on? You're just watching me attentively. Hey, cool. I'm about to be so pissed off because this guy is going to make me not play the landing system as this is about to become a draw. How are we drawing this? Can somebody explain to me with diagrams how we are drawing this? Okay, we are still not drawing this. Come on. Telecel. Oh, yeah. We had to switch from Telecel ourselves. It was bad. Right now, the only issue is where I stay. The major issue is where I stay. 54 megabytes per second upload. 5 megabytes per second. Sorry, 54 megabytes per second download. 5 megabytes per second upload. That's crazy. Look. If Alejandro, if you draw this, I will do everything in my power to make sure you don't see the chessboard again. And I don't have any power. What is going on? Like, what is going on? What is going on? We could have dealt with this like 9 years ago. Okay, so what now? Are you going to go for the lawnmower? You need to trade off something. Come on. Just go for the lawnmower. He has to block with his rook. Then you trade off. Go for the lawnmower. Go for the lawnmower. Just go for... Oh my goodness. The only way he can block it is if his rook is there. No. Now you bring the king. I'm saying like when he came in there, now you bring the king. The king slowly comes in. Lawnmower. Re-engage the lawnmower. Bring the king. You basically just allowed him to run. What? How did you spam? How did Beto spam? That's crazy. What's up with Nightbot? Yeah. Actually, this is not good. No. No. Wait. Oh, no. I saw something else. No. Oh. He's really struggling here. Okay. Is he trying to do it from the back? This is quite tricky if you haven't seen before. He's 2100. What is the probability of that? Like, sincerely, what's the probability that a 2100 on leeches has not seen? Wait. For argument's sake, wait, it's black, right? Black is Danny XYZ, right? Black is Danny XYZ. Let's just, for argument's sake, let's just look at the number of games he's played. 5,958. What are the chances that he hasn't seen this position before? What are the chances that he hasn't seen it before? I mean, he is making headway. I'll give him that. Yeah, check. He goes back. Berto. You know we don't tolerate lies. We don't tolerate lies. Nice. So now all you have to do is play this move. And wait, yeah. Is that... No. It's not just this move. Your opponent checks you. Mm. Oh, I see the point. So just move the king. No, no, no. What am I? Ah, okay. You can bring the rook this way. Then when he checks you, you simply bring yourself into the position that he doesn't want to be in. Bring the king down. Mm, I'm trying to figure. What a well, he's I feel like if his problem is the rooks, he should find a way to get his king closer here, double the rooks, and then hide it this way. If that's what his problem is. So use the checks to move your king. Okay, that's a free square now. So now we come in this way. Okay, now we can work from here. All you have to do is work from here. So now you have to now maneuver your king to the back, right? Over here. That way, even if the guy comes in here, you just simply go back. He has to go back, and then you jump in this way. So now, yeah. Okay, so now we are aiming for go this way. I prefer this way. He checks you here, then you come in this way. This allows this. I mean, he's still fine, actually. He's still fine. Yeah, he's still fine. But he's winning now. 50 move rule. Too far from it. The last capture was where was it? The last capture was wait. Okay, the last capture was on move 91. So that is 141. 141. So they are on move 129. We have 12 more moves. He has 12 more moves. He should be able to do this in 12 moves. No, but bringing the rook here, why? Come on. Here. 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 If he checks you, you come forward again. He can't keep checking you. It's now 10 moves. Here. What? Oh my god. Now, I don't like, there are many ways you could have done. Like, for example, here, maybe I'm imagining the position wrong. And I think, like, even here, you can try and maneuver your way here. For example, if you come in here, your opponent has to make a move. Then you can keep bringing yourself closer to him. Or you can try and maneuver yourself with the checks, depending on how based on how he's checking him. You can maneuver yourself with the checks this way and get checkmate. You need to learn end games. We all do, brother. On Tuesdays, I do a steady stream, and every time I'm learning end games, especially rook and pawn end games. I suck at rook and pawn end games, but I think I would have won this a long time ago. Oh boy, where are we now? Okay, finally he has them both on the same rank. That's it. That's a stalemate threat, and now you can hide. No, just take. That's not stalemate. Okay, finally, bro. Man had me stressed. Wait. Go. Beto, guess the last move number. Guess the last move number. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The last move number is 140. What? It's literally 140. Is this an official game? No, it isn't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Move 140. Move 140. Okay. That is all for round 2. Round 3 will be starting soon. My coffee is done. I'm gonna get some water. So guys, don't leave. Share the link, as we all say. Share the link. We'll be continuing round 3, sorry, very, very soon. This is the tertiary, the 4th BCA Tertiary Teen Chess Championships. Very long name. And basically, we are having quite a number of the universities in Ghana duking it out for supremacy. So the schools we have currently are University of Ghana. University of Ghana brought 2 teams. So we have University of Ghana A, University of Ghana B, Ashesi University, UHAS, that's the University of Health and Allied Sciences, GCTU, that's the Ghana Communication and Telecom Technology, Ghana Communication and Technology University. KNUST has 2 teams, that's Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, UDS, University for Development Studies. I've not seen this before, funny. UMT, University of Mines and Technology, ANU, All Nations University. UCC also has 2 teams, University of Cape Coast. Ashesi also has 2 teams. And then we have ATU, Accra Technical University, and College of Health and Wellbeing, Kintampo. So these are the teams. There are 16 teams, but quite a number of them are double teams from every tertiary institution. I think the limit of teams every school can bring is 2. Because if I recall, UG wanted to bring like 3, or KNUST wanted to bring like 3. So these are the teams that are participating. I'm supposed to be unbiased, but guys, I was born and bred in Legon. Just kidding. That is my university, so I support it fully. I support it fully. I want my my UG guys to kill it. Though in my time we did not kill it as much. In my time, KNUST was the bomb, but I think it's slowly switching gears. So yeah. We'll be continuing with the second round very soon. I'm going to switch scenes. The timer there says 15 minutes, but it's not going to be 15 minutes. We could be back in like the next 3 minutes. So hang around, make a friend, learn the landing system while you wait, and I'll see you very soon. You are not the only one who can hear. So I said a whole lot and nobody heard me. Dioban, thank you so much for. How did I forget? Ah, oh boy. Life of a streamer. Life of a streamer. We always forget the mute button. Trust me, we always forget the mute button. We always forget the mute button, guys. It's always part of it. So I was saying that as the games are about to come back on, I think by now they've started. Give me a second. I need to get my story straight. Not yet. The games will be starting very soon. I was saying that as and when I resumed, the games will be starting about 5 to 10 minutes. The reason was because some teams hadn't sent their results. And that was where the issue was. So normally the results have to be tallied to see like if there are any issues and everything, right? The technical team is behind it and everything. So due to that, that's why it took long. Like it doesn't normally take long. Like Maxwell is very very quick on these things. It doesn't usually take this long, but because of whatever was going on, that is why it took a bit long. So I was saying that whilst we are waiting for the next round to begin, we want to take a brief gander at the scoreboard. Okay, so now the parents are out. As we were talking, the parents are out for round 3. That means the games will be starting very, very soon. Grab your popcorn, grab your, should I say grab your engines? I don't know. I'll be your engine for the tournament. So we have UG versus UG Team A versus UDS. UHAS Team A versus GCTU, Ghana Communication and Technology University. KNUST Team A versus UG Team B. UG Team B, you know what to do. Don't let them see the light of day. Ashesi University Team A versus All Nations University. UCC Team B versus KNUST Team B. UMT Team, UMT versus Ashesi Team B. College of Health and Wellbeing Kintampo versus UHAS. And then ATU versus UG Team A. Okay, that's gonna be crazy. Bernard and Huere, it's good to see you. We are in for a great one. Bernard, KNUST is not going to do well. Your team is no longer as strong as it was many years ago. You are no longer the tyrants of the tertiary universities. Right now, it's come back to UG. We are the real pacemakers. We are the real murderers. We've taken your crowns, guys. We've taken your crowns. So Bernard, I can't wait for you to shed a tear. Wait, I think no. Yes, UCC Team A. I'm like, yeah, what's going on here? Wait, let me see. The Team A's and Team B's, how different are they? Okay, they are mostly 2000s. Team B is literally the same amount, the same rating. Sorry. KNUST Team A. Yeah, they're not that much different. Like I'm saying, like the ratings are very close. The ratings are very close. The games will be starting in 4 minutes. So whilst we wait, who are you guys supporting? Where are you from? Which school are you from? Who are you supporting? Or maybe you're not from any of the schools, but is there a specific player that you are looking at? Maybe he's like your mentor. He's the one who got you into chess. Funny enough, the person who taught me basic chess theory, I met him in Achimota school. That was Joel. What's his last name? Is it Clue? Joel Clue or I mean, if Bernard, you remember him, he was the captain at the time. What was he? Yeah, I think he was the captain, and then Bubu came in. Yeah, it was great to see him. We talk from time to time. Some new names here. The only unfortunate thing, I always talk about this whenever we have these tournaments. The only unfortunate thing I don't see here is maybe I'm not good with names, but the only unfortunate thing with these tournaments that I see so far is the lack of female representation. That's like one of my like biggest issues, because UG, nice. I'm with you all the way. I'm with you all the way. It's like there's no like female representation in most of the teams, which is pretty sad. I don't know if they've changed the rules, because I recall that there was a requirement when I was like back in my day, there was a requirement that a female should be part of the teams. That was like to force them to train the females, if you get what I'm saying. But I am seeing a lot more guys. I think the problem that was raised up were like male only institutions. But then I think the caveat was for male only institutions, they should simply use just guys. But yeah. Ooh, Stephen Edupoku. Will you beat the Edupoku? Will you beat the Edupoku? That remains to be seen. Okay, a minute more. Let's get back to Lee Chess. Let's get back to Lee Chess. Boom. We are preparing. I'm just going to pick random people who I'm going to look at during this round. But if you guys have anybody you are interested in seeing, you can always let me know. Looking for some new names. Not too low rated, because yeah, that's just gonna be boy. Okay, I am inspired. Now Earl, I guess, or spoken word Elsia. I've not. Let me check him. Okay, let's check him out. And who else? Spoken word Elsia. I am inspired. Abubu. I don't think I followed him. Abubu. Okay. And who else? The rest I know them. Okay, so look at these guys for the next round. I mean, they have to start their games fast. If they don't, then that's a different thing altogether. So as and when they start their games, I will look at their games. So this is the first game that has begun. This is Nick versus JB. Forgive the whole rating issue. I'm still working on it. Move on JB is 2200 and Nick is 2000. And we have a modern, let's just call it a modern and not disturb ourselves trying to figure out whether it's a King's Indian defense or not, because this doesn't look like a King's Indian defense. This actually looks like a game I played recently where my opponent made a mistake and played like this. But yeah, shall we continue? Sometimes when you're playing against beginners and then they do this, they're so eager to go knight c6, knight f, knight d5, knight d4, because they think, oh, pressure. So funny sometimes. Okay, yeah, I was going to say that we expect e5 to happen at some point in time. The question is where he wants to develop the knight to, whether knight c6 or knight d7. He could play it like a traditional King's Indian defense, bring the bishop back here. Then the usual trying to get f4, f5. You could play that, right? Considering the fact that your opponent hasn't played his opening the optimal way that is expected, which is like with the pawns on these three squares. Okay, I'm expecting knight b to d7, castles kingside. I actually don't know, but their ratings are also closely, like they're also the 2000s, they're about, yeah. This like, yeah. This is gonna be like my first time watching them play, if I'm right. Let's see if any other people I mentioned. Okay, Habubu has started his game. We'll jump there in a bit. I'm Inspired Bro is also playing. And who was the last person? If Angel wins, I think I hope I'm not wrong that Angel wins is playing. If Angel wins is playing, we'll look at her games. Okay. Who's playing for Ashese? Denyab. Okay, Denyab played very well yesterday. This guy almost scared me. So Nick is Tanitoluwa Olamiji Adebayo. I hope I pronounced that well. And he's playing against Move on JB, who is Bright Ayano. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. They are all closely, but Nick is lower rated than Move on GB. That's the Ashesi player is lower rated here. What's going on here? This position is not looking good for black, because now your queen is kind of stuck defending these guys. You do have to like eventually play pawn push at some point if you can, but I don't know. It's not plausible here. Like, how do you make a move if you are playing as black? The only way I see any progress is to go this way and to go f4. Because, like, yeah, there's no good move here for black. Okay, maybe he's going to jump in here. The rook here signifies that his opponent may be planning to push the move, play the move d4. Takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes, pawn takes. However you want to go about it. I mean, not everything's going to be traded off. But I think, yeah, playing your knight to c6 is just a good idea. Not because you are planning to take, but that if your opponent goes d4, you can go e takes d4, c takes d4, and knight to c4, right? And now the... Okay, well, that's the problem. No, it's not a problem, right? No, it is. Because if you take this way, I can't capture back because the rook is staring down on me. So that's kind of like the issue that you have to try, and that's like the issue you have to try and deal with here. Okay, Abubu, let's see how you do. Trading the queens instantly at 1300. You think f5 is the only plausible plan? I do. But with the way he's played it, unfortunately, playing f5 is going to be a problem for him as well. Because now you've basically lifted all the kimonos, right? You've lifted all the kimonos, and you're going to have a very loose position, basically. At 1300, so Habubu is 1300, and his opponent is Mafo 1700. And he trades off queens in the opening. Now, normally you try and do that to kind of prevent any aggressive play by your opponent, but this is not something I would expect you to do, because your opponent is definitely better than you in the endgame. Actually, his opponent is even 2 points up. What happened? Why do beginners play gambits? Can somebody explain that to me? Why do beginners like playing gambits? Like, what's the point? You get the cheap wins until you start meeting good opponents who don't just give you cheap wins, and that's when your weaknesses show, right? I'm calling a beginner, but for you know, he's not 1300, he's like 2000 on chess.com. Knight jumps in, threatening the fork, but now he's contemplating whether winning with the knight or winning with the bishop. Frankly, I think any you are fine. Maybe you won't stick with the bishop, because if knight develops this way, you won't trade and then double hitched pawn structure. Castles kingside. Those are like the plausible ideas that we can go for here. Where is Angel wins? Okay. Who was the third person I wanted to check on? I am inspired, right? I am inspired. Look at all these games. Right? Oh, Angel Wins is playing against Biney. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. She plays the London, if I recall. Okay, that's Trampowski. Okay, that's fine. If she played the London, she'd be like a top 10 chess player. Yeah, so like we said, he is intending to play this pawn push. So I was saying that you'd want to get a knight here, but you saw the problem with that, the alignment of the queen. If you saw my shots, remember, when the rook is on the same line as the queen, regardless of how many pieces are in between, you want to let that queen flee. So he followed my advice. Takes to leave this as a problem for your opponent is one thing. Doubling, not taking immediately now. I think you want to take now. Then you want to double, because now you have an infiltration square over here. Not now, but you get the point. It's a plausible idea in the future. You can still go for this f4 idea, but I think now it just doesn't work. Especially the whole f4 idea doesn't work well when there's a break in the center. Mostly you want the position to be locked. So what happens is that black attacks on the king side and white attacks on the king side. And there's this thematic line where you sacrifice the rook for a knight or something over here, and it's a very interesting position. But yeah, black I don't like at this point. At this point, I think white is definitely better. And we are both not using the engine, so don't worry about it. Could we play pump? No, it still doesn't work. Or take once, after takes, then you jump in with your knight, but then you meet this, and you would want to get your knight here rather. So takes here, unveiling the attack on the knight. Wait. Does that just win? C takes d4. It's a double attack. You're attacking the knight and you're attacking the bishop. Wait, what? Is that not just winning? How did I not? Okay, it's not just winning. But that's a pawn regardless, right? I mean, you could go queen takes. You could go queen takes, bishop takes, queen takes. Then at the end of that whole line, you play d takes c3, and after b takes c3, you get queen takes c3, and I think you're up 2 pawns, right? You just have 2 pawns, and there are no queens on the board. Yeah, just go for the simplification of the position. Sorry, there are queens on the board. Sorry, so this guy is a target. Sorry. Yeah, so queen takes, and this is the line I'm talking about. Takes here, takes here, takes here. Huh. That's an interesting move. He allows takes here. I'm guessing he's going to play the rook a to d1, rook a to d8 here. I think that's the plan he's going for. He's still up a pawn, don't forget that. There's no dark squared bishop, there's no knight, so he's kind of safe, though there are weaknesses in his position here. So I think he's going to play rook ad, not rook ed, fd. Sometimes that's the most tricky question in chess. Which rook should I move? But does this allow pawn takes now? Pawn takes, c takes d4, e takes d4, rook takes, yeah, that. He's fine. His opponent can't take yet. But would you really want to take? Yeah. Yeah, so black is doing fine right now. Okay. We can just go pawn push here. I think that's good as well. Angel wins versus Biney. Let's not. I am inspired. For a second, I was looking at the different. I mean, a very straightforward plan is to go queen here. So queen g3, threatening checkmate. Pawn push. What? Queen g3, threatening checkmate. Your opponent plays g6. G6, you play G6, you play. No. How did we get here without repercussion? F4, F5. That would probably be the way to go about it here. He was worried about the rook. Understandable. I was just thinking that there's a strong threat you can execute here. So you don't have to worry about it. If your opponent takes it, it's his loss. And the thing is, your bishop is in a prime position. Okay, now he sees it. Bishop is in a prime position. You get this move, and you would want to come in this way, but it's not so simple. So that's what I was thinking about the move f5, f4. f4, f5, sorry. Attacking the bishop. Bishop moves, and now you can slide into the position. And your opponent needs 2 moves to create that defense, right? So you have 1, he plays 1, then you immediately play this move. So you have the tempo up. If the bishop moves, you come in this way, and okay, he can get the defense on in time. That sucks. Okay, on to the next one. Wait, what? Wait, is it the same game? Yeah. Black took over at some point. Yes. Remember that. Wait, he traded? Okay, he'd be down the pawn if he didn't. So I guess it makes sense. But now the very simple like rook to b8 is, yeah, and then rook f to c8, and you have a big problem on your hands, because now the best way you would want to defend this is to play your rook here, but if you do play that, then you just get forked, right? Okay, he's threatening the fork on f3. Oh, okay, no, that's not what I was thinking. Do we just play pawn takes here, split the pawns? Takes, split the pawns, so that this becomes a pawn island. Wait, what did he play? He took this pawn? I can agree with the sentiment that the pawns are double, so you can easily deal with them. I can agree with that sentiment or that idea. It's getting difficult. The bishop here should be the preferred choice, right? Over knight versus bishop, the bishop here should be the preferred choice. But that depends on the color squares of the pawn. And I'm sure he's going to start making the effort to put all his pawns on dark squares. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Mafo and Habubu. What happened with Habubu? Who traded off queens early and is down 2 pawns. Okay, he's equalized material, but now his knight is in danger. G5. Trying to figure out something here for black, like what black is trying to do. Apart from trying to soften the structure, I don't see, like, if you play pawn push, your opponent doesn't have to take, you can just keep pushing. If he takes, then it makes perfect sense. So I'm like, I don't get the point. Unless you're also anticipating something like g4. I don't see them. Where's my water? Bro has spent all this time on queen to g3. Does he not see the attacking motif? Sometimes when you have these problems, right, you know what you want to do and you know what is stopping you. The question is, how do I stop what is stopping me? That's the easiest way to answer it, right? What is my plan? Either to play queen to a4, h4, or queen to h3, get my queen to h6 and deliver checkmate. Of course, you won't be able to deliver checkmate because the bishop is coming in here. But think about it practically like that. Assuming that your opponent did not have this move, how would you do it? Right? This bishop is blocking you. And the queen here is blocking you. How do you do it? Wait, something happened here actually. The bishop was not on this square. Yeah. So the bishop is blocking you and the other bishop is blocking you. How do you deal with this? Sometimes the answer is to simply just deal with the problem, which is the bishop here. Okay. Wait, white resigned? White resigned? Why did white resign? Why did white resign? Why did white resign? What? I do agree that black is winning, but I don't see why he would resign here. I can't justify it. A4? No. Like black is winning, but I don't think you would want to just resign here. Especially it's a team sport. Your team is counting on you. You don't just resign here. Like people have come out of worse positions. So yes, I agree. Like, yes, the pawn is coming down there, but to resign here, I don't know. Are we gonna have a lot of rook and pawn end games over here? Wait, the position has changed a bit. Okay, so he played pawn push. Okay. Do you lock it in? I think if you lock it in, that's the disadvantage for you, right? Because now you can jump in and take it. So you want to just capture. He locks it in. Okay. I'm looking at the knight's path. For example, coming in here to disrupt these two pawns. I'll have to be here to attack these two. I don't know. There's this, but that does nothing. Let's see how Angel Wins is doing. Trying to kick the knight out. Mostly when I play this f6 move or f3 move, um, I end up being uncomfortable. Though I may be in a winning position, I end up being uncomfortable. So yeah, there are many possibilities of attack after that. But who knows? Okay, he trades. I was thinking that he's going to wait, but I think he's worried about um after knight f3, his opponent is going to immediately play e5. I think that's where his issue is, and he's a little bit afraid of what will happen if that was done. I think you want to play here, and then you still go pawn for sure. I think that's it. I think that's what he's waiting for. Taking doesn't help. You could develop with tempo using your queen, but I don't know what that accomplishes for you. Please block with the knight. Let's end this game quickly. Let's spend some time. He prevents e5? Not really. Okay, he does. He does. Look at what happens after rook a1. Rook a1, does the bishop just slide in? Or then what does he do here? Hmm. Next one. We already have a fork. Black was down, but now he's fine. He was down in material quantity. His opponent has more material quantity and quality. His opponent has more pawns than he did. Takes. Yeah, black is just chilling here. Bishop takes d3 in the previous game or here. Wait, next day's game is over. Let's pick another game while we wait. The game before. Okay, give me a second. Denyab. Denyab is also from Ashesi, so we can check on Denyab. He or she. Previous game, yeah, I'm coming there. Okay. Let's just go back to Denyab and see what's going on. Wait, what? The game's over? The ball is going to be looking strange. Okay. We had a Kings Indian defense with a very strange position you have not seen before. Um, After rook a1. Why is this thing? Rook a1. I'm not seeing it. What's see? Oh, I've cancelled the game because I'm not seeing it. We have a threefold repetition. They drew this game. Okay, that's cool. Let's get to it later. The more I keep cycling, the more I'm missing things up. Okay. I'm actually a bit shocked that this game ended in a draw. I thought at some point, okay, it's not this position. I was thinking at some point he should have been like fine or winning or something. Okay, so Daniel's game is done. We have to look for another person's game. All that is left are people that we know of already. Let's check Jaffa and see how. Nope, Jaffa is not actually playing the tournament. Kyokazui Getsu, I think he's playing. He's Nigerian, interesting. And he just beat Alexis, nice. How is Gigi doing? Slaying as always. I think Biney is still playing or he's done. No, Biney is still playing. Yeah, but okay, Biney's in the bad position that we're talking about here. That we're saying the bad position. I mean, he's holding his own. It's not over yet. There's still a lot more chess to be. But I think UG is completely fine. Do we go like knight the far fetch? Knight b5, knight b4, c4, c5. I don't know if that's like a plausible idea because like the center. I mean, if you do move the knight to b4, you do weaken your defenses over e5. He moved the knight either way, so I mean, I feel like I'm vindicated here. Sorry. G4. Just slapping you around. Oh, well. Many people are home right now. It's a vacation. Many people are home right now. You are now fighting with everybody in your neighborhood. He can take. No, no, okay, I didn't see the knight there. I was like, oh, he has more attackers. He doesn't. That move is trying to sack the knight from that position. What if you shift the pawn up? Now it has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Isn't g4 a good plan? Like over here, g4 here will be very strange. Like it would work. I'm sorry, I'm contemplating another plan when I'm talking about. Like it works in the sense that you kind of stop this attack, but you are really playing with fire here, especially when your opponent can find a way to infiltrate you at this point. I don't know if that's what you want to allow. Wait, what did he capture? He captured the knight. Okay. But that, okay, so now pawn takes, rook takes. Okay. So maybe just b4 here, b4, b5. And no, the pawn is too far forward. Okay. At this point, he's really just on the defense. Maybe you should take Beto's plan and then try something here, try and scare his opponent some. Maybe to work. Oh boy. Uh wow, okay. I'm learning a lot about Bani right now. Yeah, he really does like to use his time. This guy's like the Topalov. Is it? Sorry. Is it Topalov? Not Topalov. Can't. Oh boy, I can't remember the name. Let's just call him John Bartholomew. John Bartholomew also spends time, but not like him. That guy, Grishuk, Alexander Grishuk, he also spends too much time on the clock. Do we still go e5 here? I think we still go e5 here. Mm, e5, f takes e5, c takes e5. Then it depends on who. Okay, so you might need one more, like bishop, to enable this. Oh wait, we are far behind. Queen f7. Okay. Okay, we are okay. I report this position. Okay. Okay, so wait. Looking at it from Black's perspective, Black just looks fine. Black just looks fine. It's like there's no stress. But I was feeling like, sorry, White is just fine. White is not stressed. Babani has made a miracle before. He may make a miracle here. But in the previous game, both he and his opponent liked to think a lot. But I mean, anything could happen here. Wait, we got checkmate. I'm inspired hero won. Oh boy, that's funny. I'm inspired by I think it's Ashasi, right? Let me just confirm this briefly. Um, why can't I find his name? Okay, let's move on to another one. I don't know about king to h. Queen of queen should be good for him, I guess. Block with the bishop. He's down like an eternity. That's binding for you. But he did manage to swindle that end game, right? It looked drawish at the point, but then he managed to swindle that end game, even though he came from a losing position. But it's good. It's good to like build that habit of being able to think long. Um, um, in Ghana, Clinton is like that. Clinton takes a long time to think. By the time he's low on time, he has conquered the position. So at that point, it's just cleaner. Okay, activity with the rook. He has a very dangerous bishop here, right? With all these squares that the rook can target. It seems he's always getting into these end games, but right now he's much. Okay, I shouldn't speak before, because this rook is also here, and this bishop is also there. 20 seconds. Beto, do you want to bet that he can win this? Bishop to f3. Nah, I don't think you want to do that. You're allowing the rook in, and that's problematic for you. Mm, again, my mind is still so fixated on e3, e5. Sorry, I get that move. If you block, you're playing for a draw. At this point, like if your opponent is planning to like come to your position and then cause havoc there because he's in a like a bad position, like you have to ask yourself if you want to allow it or not. And basically, in that time he's going to bring his rook in, you can create some threats, or you can ensure that him coming in here is not like a problem at all. King takes f5, rook d8. Oh, I almost forgot something. Give me a second. I can't see the names. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Give me a second. Well, Bani is always Bani doesn't play on the time. He plays on the increment, which doesn't make any sense because that would mean that he should make a move before every 5 minutes, but he makes a move every 10 minutes. So yeah, good for him. Oh boy, I'll try to see if I can get the names. I'm looking for. I'm looking for. Okay, now I'm wondering how the king got all the way here. Isn't that checkmate? Even if you play rook takes, right? No, if you play rook takes, you're fine. Yeah, rook takes. Whoa! Yeah, I did not see the bishop. I saw the whole checkmate idea, but I did not see the bishop. I saw this, and the point was, what was the issue? I didn't see it. Okay. I didn't see the bishop. I saw the idea, but I didn't see the bishop. And I think those are the games. I think every other game is done. Biney, Biney lost. Oh, Beto, Biney lost. I'm sure you're happy to see that. Yeah, I just want to give him a mouth. I'm like, bro, I've been telling you, stop overthinking. And he's going to be like, nah. Oh, okay, we've already seen it. I forgot that that's the one we just watched. The games look from different angles. Anyways, and this is also done. Okay, we saw this one. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that is going to be it from me. I'm very sorry I got a little bit quiet at the end there. At the point in time, my brain just malfunctioned. I don't know. It just stopped working. I could see the board, but I just couldn't calculate. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, that is it. So tomorrow we'll continue with round 4 and round 5, and I think it'll be at the same time, 7 p.m. I wanted to read out the sponsors, but I just can't see the names. I'm trying to get it on my phone too, but I just can't see the names. But the ones I can see, this is sponsored by this tournament, not this stream. This tournament is sponsored by Games Plug, Ocean Spray, online searches, and some other names I can't see. Bani might actually do it. He didn't do it. He was fabulous. I think that the stream is very much delayed because you guys are responding very far behind. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. I want to get the name so that I can mention everyone because I can't see it clearly from where I am sitting, unfortunately. Give me a second. What is this? Okay, give me a second. Okay, so it's sponsored by Ocean Spray, Games Plug, West African Chess Academy, Chess Mio, and the other one, which the name is not visible over there. But thank you guys so much for being around, watching the stream with me. I will be around tomorrow, same time. I hope to see you guys there as well. The scores have not yet been tallied, so we can't go through who is and who has a good standing and everything. But we'll look at that tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for being around, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.